After loading up the kayaks into the car at Brant's Landing, we started embarking on our next adventure to the top of Mount Constitution. Mount Constitution is visible just about anywhere in Sucia Island and in the other minor islands around Sucia. So it was very interesting to be on this next leg. We paused for a while in East Sound just to view the town and the very deepest part of East Sound on Orcas Island, and it was great visuals. Standing on the shore, you don't even realize that this is a continuation of the ocean deep into Orcas Island. But it is. And there had some interesting shops along the way as well, which we visited. But soon it was time to continue on to our destination on Mount Constitution. As we entered Moran State Park, the largest state park on Orcas Island, we passed Cascade Lake on the left. And Cascade Lake is a very popular lake for kayaking and boating and just camping as well. So interesting and a very well used lake. Before long, we approached the summit of Mount Constitution, which is 2,400 feet. And when we got there, there was the site of all of the San Juan Islands that we saw. On the top of Mount Constitution, there is the tower that is dedicated to Moran, who was a shipbuilder in Seattle and also the mayor. On the panels, Ruby was reading about the architect who designed this tower, and there were 4 designs. The 4th design was the one that was selected by Moran. Constructed in 1935, the structure appears like a medieval castle, and that was the intention of the design. The original structure was constructed from sandstone from areas around Orcas Island. Here we see one of the rooms of the tower, and it actually housed some of the workers during its construction, and some of the original door materials and wood during the construction in 1935 are still there. The tower itself is actually 52 feet tall. When you look outside, the boards on the upper left side were constructed in 1973. Down below we see Ruby and Terry walking around the structure. As you can see, the motor is beginning to deteriorate around the stones, and even the stones themselves are beginning to wear away, and that was one of the problems with this structure. It's hard to believe that in 1973, the state of Washington was considering knocking down this structure because it was deemed unsafe. So they embarked on repairing and making this structure a lot safer. But as you can see, the wooden planks that were placed in 1974 are already starting to deteriorate. However, the views from the top are just spectacular, and highly recommended that you come by and take a look at it when you're on Orcas Island. Sadly, our short trip to Mount Constitution and the tower was about to end, and we drove back to the Orcas Island ferry terminal, where we waited for the ferry to take us back to Anacortes. As we loaded up on the ferry from the ferry terminal, we started our trip back to Anacortes, and up in the sky we saw a seagull that was leading our way to Anacortes. Our adventure was finally ending, but I want to take this short time to thank the cast of our episodes. They made our trip so much fun and exciting, and just they were great hosts, including our hosts, Nico and Denny Conrad. Couldn't have found a better group of people to join us in this adventure. Thanks to the entire group for coming to the trip. And also, we'd like to thank the Hui Va'a Kaukahi for being such a great organization. You should join us if you have an opportunity to. Thank you for watching, and aloha.